Taehyung gives Jungkook a maple leaf. Jungkook's answer has ARMY instantly losing focus. Taehyung teased Jungkook after seeing him carefully preserve the maple leaf he had given him. "Are you really going to keep it?" Taehyung asked teasingly. Jungkook, however, gave a simple answer that immediately caught everyone's attention. He said that the leaf was a gift from Taehyung, so he couldn't just throw it away. That answer made Taehyung smile and look slightly shy. Jungkook then made sure once again that the maple leaf remained safely tucked inside his book. For Jungkook, the simple object had value because it came from his boyfriend. The brief moment had ARMYs highlighting Jungkook's sentimental side when it comes to Taehyung. A simple maple leaf ultimately became a small keepsake from their romantic trip to Canada. ARMY, welcome back to VKook. Today we've got another exciting update you won't want to miss, so stay tuned until the end. Taehyung found a red maple leaf lying on the road, and what happened next turned a quiet moment in Canada into a romantic one. Instead of simply picking it up, Taehyung brought the leaf over to Jungkook. The small gesture immediately showed the sweet side of their relationship as a couple. Jungkook, who initially looked calm, suddenly smiled when he saw what his boyfriend had given him. Taehyung seemed to notice the maple leaf before picking it up from the ground. The bright red leaf looked beautiful against the autumn atmosphere in Canada. Taehyung then walked toward Jungkook while carefully holding the leaf in his hand. Without saying much, he simply held it out to his boyfriend. Jungkook looked both surprised and happy as he accepted the simple gift. Jungkook's reaction became the part of the moment that made ARMY focus the most. A small smile immediately appeared on his face when Taehyung gave him the maple leaf. It did not look like the formal smile he usually gives when he is in front of a camera. Instead, the smile felt completely spontaneous and warm, as if Jungkook was genuinely touched by the small gesture from Taehyung. The brief moment made the atmosphere between them feel even more romantic. Taehyung himself looked relaxed after handing over the leaf. He seemed as though he did not consider his gift to be anything special, even though to Jungkook, the small object clearly meant something. The two then walked side by side while enjoying the atmosphere of Canada. Every now and then, Jungkook looked at the maple leaf in his hand. From his expression, it was clear that he did not want to simply throw away the gift. What made ARMY even more excited was when Jungkook later placed the maple leaf inside the book he was carrying. He carefully opened one of the pages and slipped the red leaf between the pages of the book. Taehyung, who saw it, could only smile softly. Jungkook's decision to keep the leaf made Taehyung's simple gift feel much more meaningful. It was as if he deliberately wanted to preserve a small memory from their trip to Canada. The maple leaf eventually became a kind of personal keepsake for Jungkook. What had initially been something Taehyung found on the road now had a special place inside his book. ARMY could immediately imagine Jungkook opening that page again someday and finding the leaf Taehyung had given him. One simple object could become a reminder of a day they had spent together. It was precisely these little things that made their relationship feel so warm in this story. Taehyung then teased Jungkook for keeping the leaf so carefully. Jungkook simply laughed softly while making sure the maple leaf remained safely between the pages of the book. His reaction made Taehyung look even happier to see how much his boyfriend appreciated it. There was no expensive gift or grand surprise in the moment. It was only a red leaf found by chance, yet it managed to make the two of them smile together. For Taekook, this trip to Canada seemed to be filled with simple moments that somehow became the most memorable ones. They did not need a luxurious setting to enjoy their time together. Walking side by side, finding a maple leaf, and giving each other small gestures of affection were already enough to make their day feel special. Taehyung seemed to enjoy seeing Jungkook happy after receiving the leaf. Meanwhile, Jungkook showed that a gift from his boyfriend was never something he would consider insignificant. ARMY watching the moment would naturally be charmed by the way Jungkook appreciated Taehyung's gift. Many might not have expected a maple leaf to end up being carefully preserved inside a book. Yet that simple decision made their moment feel even more romantic. Jungkook seemed to want to keep an object that carried a story about Taehyung. Meanwhile, Taehyung looked happy knowing that his small gesture was so deeply appreciated by his boyfriend. The moment also showed how Taehyung and Jungkook's relationship did not always have to be expressed through grand gestures. Sometimes, the simplest acts of affection can become the sweetest part of a relationship. Taehyung simply picked up a maple leaf that had fallen on the ground and gave it to Jungkook. Jungkook then carefully preserved it inside his book. Those two simple actions managed to create a memory that felt far more valuable than just a souvenir from Canada. In the end, the red maple leaf was no longer just a leaf that had fallen on a Canadian street. For Jungkook, it became a small memory from Taehyung, the boyfriend who spontaneously chose to give him something he had found. Jungkook's smile when he received the leaf and the way he carefully stored it inside his book became the parts that made ARMY focus the most. The moment proved that Taekook's romance could emerge from the simplest things. And perhaps, whenever Jungkook opens that book again someday, the maple leaf will always remind him of the day Taehyung gave it to him with such affection. Seeing Jungkook carefully slipping the red maple leaf into his book, Taehyung could not hold back his smile. He then teased his boyfriend with a playful expression, as if he could not believe that a leaf they had just found on the road was something Jungkook genuinely wanted to keep. Taehyung even asked whether Jungkook was seriously going to take the leaf home. Hearing the question, Jungkook simply smiled softly while continuing to adjust the leaf between the pages of the book. Jungkook then casually replied that he really wanted to keep it because Taehyung had given it to him. The simple answer immediately left Taehyung speechless for a few moments before he finally smiled shyly. Jungkook even emphasized that as long as something came from his boyfriend, there was no reason for him to simply throw it away. Taehyung, who had initially intended to tease him, ended up being the one who looked the most flustered after hearing the answer. The moment made the atmosphere between them feel even sweeter. Taehyung then moved closer while looking again at the maple leaf safely stored inside Jungkook's book. He looked as though he wanted to tease him again, but the smile on his face showed that deep down, he was happy that his small gift was being valued so much. Jungkook then slowly closed his book and made sure the leaf was not bent before continuing to walk alongside Taehyung. For them, the maple leaf might have been nothing more than a simple object they happened to find in Canada. But for Jungkook, the leaf had become a small keepsake from Taehyung, the boyfriend who gave it to him spontaneously. It was precisely Jungkook's answer that he would not throw away something Taehyung had given him that made ARMY focus the most. The brief moment once again showed that in their relationship, small gestures of affection could carry a meaning far greater than what was visible. Leave your positive comments here. The best comment will be pinned as a way to honor their love. Thank you to everyone who continues to support this channel. May God reward all of your kindness. This video reflects my personal opinion and interpretation. It is made for entertainment purposes only and does not represent confirmed facts.